tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Manic Monday. It must be a manic Monday. Good morning. Fuck. Deep breaths, everybody. Deep breaths. It's clear the holidays are coming up. Quit running around destroying your relationships. Quit blowing up my damn phone. Okay, that's what it was for. It was actually an email. Give me a second. I'm gonna mute my phone for a second. All right, it was a deep-rooted cough, and I really didn't think you'd want to hear that. Are your kids out of school? Yeah. Are you off work? Looks like Amber's off work today. Good for you. They made their quota. That's the good thing about sales is if you do your quota, we usually get that week off with pay. Of course, when you're 1099 and you just make money off of the sales, and it's not really with pay. Unless you have sales go through at that time. If you're a sandbagger like me, I was a sandbagger. I was usually number one too. But I would wait. I'd let other people think they were going to win. And I'd be like, here's my 10 deals. There you go. All from one place. It happened once. I signed up a studio and they had like 4 or 5 businesses they wanted me to sign up for them. That was when I used to interview local bands. Amber says, should I go put on a bra and put on my matching shirt? Sure, if you want to. I'm not wearing a bra, though. I should be. Yeah. My man boobs. All right. Gotta watch what I say here. Gotta watch what I say. Man, let's try to remember that, I know it appears like I may not have feelings, but I do. It may not seem like I have boundaries, but I do. I have very strong boundaries. And if you cross them, that's going to be it. There will be no more. You will not have access to Dion. And you'll feel it. You'll know it. I'll make it pretty darn clear. Right? So, there's one thing that I just can't stand. And that is division. It's something that drives me fucking nuts, especially when it is in my own group. Okay. And this is where things might get a little, I'm not going to go too much into it. Good morning, Leisure. But I do need to 10th step it a little bit. This, just because I am here and I am talking does not give you the right to take my inventory. And if you do so, goodbye. Okay? Take it somewhere else. Take your bad fucking attitude somewhere else. I don't need it. I have my own bad attitude. I don't need more. I have some really cool things going on right now. Today's a good day, man. I got Take 12 radio. Then I have to meet with Detox. Tomorrow I've got God-centered recovery. I'm telling my story. I had some really cool podcasts coming up. Some pretty cool, some pretty good speakers, man. I'm over here working hard. All right. I got a quick announcement, and I'll be announcing this all week. I will be doing the Daily Trudge Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I am going to be taking a week off. I made this decision last night. I want to sit down with the Daily Trudge and revamp it. And I'd say after 8 years, well, let's just call it 7. We're not at 8 yet. So, it's 12/22 on 2025. That's a cool number. All right. So I will be taking a week off and I will be back on January 1st. I know several of you are like, yeah, right, Dion. Oh, so if you want to see how hard-headed I can be, no, I need to take a week off. I do. I need to set the refresh button, man. And I'm sure a lot of my listeners would probably agree. So you're gonna be without me for a week. I am sure that you will survive without me. All right. Amber says we sell government offices. They close during. Oh, okay. That's why. Because the government offices are closed. Yeah. So either way, we are closed. But yes, this year we hit hard, got paid time, and your bonus this year. Nice. Because last year that didn't happen. Bonus all went to bills. But yeah, so you're not in debt. That's awesome. Good. See, that turned out. Thanks for the good news. I needed some this morning. But today we are going to be talking about, but for the grace of God, go I. All right. Sometimes people appear in my life. You know how they are. They just come in the meetings. They kind of want something. See, I'm an empath, and I tend to attract emotional vampires. With that, if I don't have strong boundaries, I will get sucked into that, and I still do every now and again. It happens to me. Sure, it does. Happens less and less. All right. I didn't realize that these sunglasses look so crappy on me. Why did nobody ever tell me that these sunglasses just do not look good on me? What true friends do I have? I'm kidding. None of you see me in my sunglasses. So. Just like the hat, right? Notice the hat is gone. It's actually in the room. Can you find it? Can you find it? It's somewhere in the room. All right. You know what? That's actually a good one where I'm going to give you a specific thing to find in the room, and the first person to find it will win something. I'm looking for segments. So if you could think of segments that you'd like me to do, like what I'm getting ready to do next, let me know. Okay. But it's going to start out a little differently. I know we all enjoy the theme song. I'm going to use the theme song still, but I'm probably going to put it in a different place. So, do you know what time it is? It is 10:11 for reals, but do you know what time it is? Amber says they want to suck your blood. Cool thing is you got vampire swatters with garlic bazookas. I want I want to suck your emotions all out of you. Ho ho. All right. Let's get to this. It's Dion. It's time for Dion's daily funnies. All right. Time for Dion's daily funnies. Let's do it. And see, you can't just put ads in front of me while I'm doing this. Okay. Don't they know? Doesn't Fatherly know who I am? All right. All right. Where do fruits go on vacation? Paris. Yeah. Really got to scroll down to get to these. Did you hear about the guy writing a construction book? Yeah, he's still working on it. I'm getting better at telling these. That helps. Did you get your hair cut? No, I got all of them cut. Got my hairs cut. Why is Monty calling me? You guys, I'm live, but I can talk quick. Oh, yes, I can do that. Not a problem at all. Yeah, I'll just take my other meeting on my phone is what I'll do. Yeah. Yeah, I got your back always, brother. Awesome. Love you. Sorry, that was Monty, man. It had to be taken. That is another rule. But at the present moment, this. I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling. It's my fucking show, and I'll do what I want. I don't care if you leave. I don't care if nobody listens to these today. Actually, I do. I'm not in a bad mood. I just didn't appreciate why my day started the way it did. All right, let's do a few more. Why are eggs bad at telling jokes? Because they always crack each other up. Yeah. What do you call a 12-inch nose? A foot. We're going to do one more. These are actually decent. All right. Why did the man fall down the well? Because he couldn't see that well. He could probably see the other wells, but he couldn't see that particular well, I guess, is what it's going on. All right. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. Will you be my friend? If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. All right. So the reason Monty was, yeah, I have to, yeah, I have Take 12 radio at 11, but I have a meeting at noon with Detox, and I need to be at that meeting. So, but the problem is when we're done, everything needs to download or upload actually, and that takes a little bit. So he was just saying you may not be on camera or whatever, but can you keep your computer on? And I understand what he's saying, right? Yeah. So yeah. Had a great weekend with my grandkids. Yeah. It really made my day because my daughter went out of her way to make sure that she and my grandkids were going with us to my mother's on Christmas to make my day easier. And that was really sweet. Right. So we have Take 12 today. It's going to be the Christmas special. They want me to come up with a Christmas story. I do not have any. I have blocked out most Christmases. My best Christmas story is when I was in jail. It's not that exciting. So we'll see what we can come up with that. God will give me something. God ain't gonna leave me hanging, right? So we're not worried about that. So, but why? Why did I bring up but for the grace of God go I? Because every now and then I kind of see somebody else with some of the mental illnesses that I do. And what I don't want to do is judge. Okay. There's a set of healthy boundaries here, but I do not want to judge. It's not something that I really want to do. Okay. But so usually what I do is I give 3 chances. And it's 3 strikes, you're out. Right. Um Amber, shut up. Amber says if you listen to me every day, you'll get this joke. Talk about future Christmas where you dress up as baby Jesus. Yeah. To fill you, I was called religious, so we keep joking that I'm gonna dress up as Jesus and as yeah, it's just we're trying to have fun with it. It's easier to accept if you can laugh at it a little bit, right? Maybe you're driving down the road and you see somebody standing there, or maybe you're getting ready to take a left-hand turn and there's somebody standing there and they're holding a sign and they make you feel uncomfortable because you don't want to make eye contact, because if you make eye contact then you're going to have to give something and we don't want to do that. And I don't mean that sarcastically, it sounded that way. Yeah. Amber says, sorry, the Broncos lost yesterday, so I'm full of shit talking to. I get it. I get it. Yeah. Do you know how many years I had to, do you know how many games I had to wait to talk crap about the Kansas City Chiefs? So, yeah, take it when you can. Absolutely. Because you ain't going to be able to talk crap about the Broncos much. So take it while you can. I get it. I do the same thing. All right. But you see, they're standing but well, they're this and they're that, or any judgments, right, that you see of somebody that you feel is doing not as well as you is a grace of God, but for the grace of God go I. That is me walking down the street, homeless, talking to myself. That is certainly a possibility in your life when you see people in jails and in institutions and going through other things, maybe even some mental illnesses. But for the grace of God, go I. And it is not okay to make judgments in this, right? On a side note, quit telling people what you think their resentments are. The next person that does that to me is going to get a foot squarely put up their ass. Okay? Let's remember that if you're going to confront somebody on something, or if you think that you need to talk to somebody about something, you call them individually. You do not do it in a group setting. That's the part that's getting me. And if you continue to do it in a group setting and you get your ass chewed in the group, it's on you. That is a problem that you created for yourself. And isn't that true? We alcoholics create our own problems. I watched it happen last night and this morning. I watched it happen again. But fuck what Dion's going, do you want me to be a leader or do you not want me to be a leader? Pick one and then stay on that path. I don't need to be a leader for you. We can just be closed mouth friends. We can do that too. Okay. But you don't get to put somebody up on a pedestal and judge them, because I did not put myself up there. All right. And the next person, well, not the next person, stop accusing people of making money off of AA and stop doing it with me. All right. Enough. I know jealousy when I see it. Go find your thing. Go find it, man. It is out there. Quit worrying about what I'm doing. What are you doing? Hey, I know what I'm doing, right? So anyway, this phrase keeps us grounded in recovery because it is so easy to forget where I came from. That's why the newcomers are important. That's why they're important. They remind me that it doesn't work out there. Quick reminder, do not say that in the meeting. Keep that to yourself. It's just rude to say. Okay. How would you feel if you came in for the first time in AA? Oh, thanks for reminding me it doesn't work out there. Oh, let's make them feel crappier. No, we're there for hope. Okay. I do hear what you're saying. You're not incorrect, but 80% of the program is keeping your damn mouth shut. All right. In fact, that's what I was talking to my daughter about yesterday. We're going to Christmas. I said, this is recovery. And 80% of it is just me keeping my mouth shut, right? She's like, yes, Dad. Yes, Dad. You're correct. Right? So sober time and having a lot of, several 24 hours in a row. Okay. I'm at 9 years. And so my distance from my old pain is kind of far away. I dealt with that a while ago because I have some other pains going on right now. But the pains that made me drink, that made me act the way that I acted and things like that, right? So that is really far away. And I need to be reminded. Maybe I saw that person on the street because I need to be reminded that that's who I am. I am perfectly capable of going back there. All right. Amber said, I said the same thing about people with long-term sobriety that are working the steps this morning. They're an example of what not to do. Yeah, sometimes people will give you an example of not how to work the program. Um, I'm sure I have been. I usually catch it. If not, I have some pretty astute friends that'll say something now, right? But if I'm out of my lane, people don't call me and say, Dion, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck's wrong with you? No, they don't approach me like that. They're like, hey, Dion, how you doing? Good. Hey, did you notice you're out of your lane? Did you happen to notice, or maybe I say something angry on Facebook or something. I will get a phone call. And it isn't about the post. They're like, are you okay? Thank you. Thank you to those people out there that realize that just because I come on here and I'm happy and I go through things too, that I can get angry too, that I get sad too, man. Absolutely I do. Right? And when somebody, if you're in a conversation and somebody asks you to please stop and we could talk about it later, respect that. Right? Please do that. Stability can dull gratitude, right? Feeling stable in the program, it can, and I have experienced this where recovery has gotten kind of dull. But it wasn't, if recovery is a way of life, then it was my life that was kind of dull, is what it really comes down to. So I had to find things that I really enjoy, right? I tell you now, I went to go try that marble run thing last night. My grandkids put together one in like 12, 15 minutes. For 45 minutes, I couldn't figure it out, but I think I finally figured it out last night, right before I was going to sleep. So I'm going to try it again today. But it was so funny because I couldn't. We've gone through like 3 Christmas trees because none of them are working. It's just all right. Um, and you know what tends to creep in, and this is maybe this part of what's going on. Comparing creates division. There is no need for you to compare yourself to anyone else. I do not compare myself to anyone else. I might if I need to figure something out, but it's never for. I'll give you a good example. 2 people that are coming on the show. Okay, they're a little bigger than me. They're a little bit more popular than me. That's as far as the comparison goes. Doesn't mean they're bigger than me, better than me, smart. Nothing's going to change. I'm still going to do the same show that I do. That's what God wants from me, right? So comparing ourselves, it's usually a bad idea. Right? I had somebody reach out last Monday and they were like, when do I get to tell my story? Because it was last Sunday because they just heard somebody's story Saturday night and it got them excited. I'm like, and I wrote it back. I'm like, when you finish the steps. But I love the enthusiasm. They're ready. That tells me, man, okay, they're ready. So I got them started on their 4-step. I'm like, clearly you're looking for some action. Let's get that 4-step going, right? So sobriety isn't a proof of superiority, and effort alone didn't save us. Grace stepped in where willpower failed. Yeah, my willpower failed. Almost everything, even my happiness right now, is by the grace of God. Because with what happened this morning, I have every right to just be pissed off about it. But nope. I did a little bit of 10th stepping. I think I probably need to do a little bit more, but it ain't gonna happen here. I did some 10th stepping with Amber. Right. We kind of went through it. And Amber and I have hard fucking conversations. We have conversations that would probably break most friendships up, man. So good job, Amber. Thank you. Thank you, by the way. And you know what I'm talking about. This shit is not fucking easy. What we talk about is not easy. So, you know, it, you know, if nothing else, do you know what's happened with this? Some of my friendships got stronger. And I appreciate what Amber was saying because I couldn't see it in the moment. I was still a little too angry when she brought it up. So it's hard for me to see it, but I can see it now. That these are the growing pains of the group. These are the growing pains. It's what I would call natural selection. Ah, right. So, all right. So what does grace give us? And we talk about having this a lot. Grace brings humility, but for the grace of God go I. It's pure humility. That and because what does that do then? Then that can lead to being grateful that you're sober today. All right. One of the things that I say this often, somebody tell me something, I say, well, at least you ain't hungover. Oh yeah, I'm not that. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. It tends to help out a little bit. So let's do that this morning. At least I ain't hungover. At least I'm not sweating, running madly around the house looking for any kind of alcohol because I drank it all. Amber says we almost broke up once, but we got through it. Yeah. And that time sucked. I hated it. I think it was necessary though, Amber, because we figured out each other's boundaries and we figured out how to be better friends. That's what happened. But it took a little bit. I may even cry. Humility produces compassion, and when we have compassion, then it tends to keep us useful, right? So, but what does it prevent? And I'm going to start wrapping up here because I want to be at least halfway prepared for Take 12 Radio and get my other stuff set up so that I can just stop in the other meeting, right? So, what does it kind of protect? It protects our sobriety, number one. It prevents arrogance. It reduces resentment, it strengthens connection, and it keeps gratitude alive, right? Because most relapses begin by forgetting. Ah. So, what is God's grace? Well, He intervenes where we couldn't, and grace is not control. No, that isn't what it is. It's more like an allowance. And it is you allowing the sunlight of the Spirit to be in your life. I know it sounds weird, but it is an allowance, right? Because it doesn't happen until we decide that it happens. So I hope that concept didn't fuck with people's heads, right? So a good reflection for today, a good question for us today is, where might I be forgetting the grace that got me here? Right? That obsession. Think of all the things that you've gone through and that you've gotten through, that you surmounted because you had a higher power in your life, because you had friends in your life that your higher power gave to you. Even my children are but for the grace of God. Yeah. Because I didn't think I was going to make a very good father. And I was an absentee father for a long time. But it turns out I'm a pretty good father, man. Sometimes I surprise myself. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Just a reminder, Daily Trudge will only be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. There will be a couple of podcasts in the meantime, though. So there'll be a few podcasts coming out. But again, if you have suggestions on things that you would like to hear on the Daily Trudge, segments, I'm coming up with fun segments. Kind of needs to be broken because I do this alone. So I do segments, and segments are usually about 7 to 8 minutes because that's about as long as I can hold your attention. That's why I do the daily jokes. That's why every now and again I go off topic. I'm trying to get your attention back because I know I'm losing it. It's just a human trait and how we work. So, but if you have suggestions you'd like to, um, maybe stupid facts or true or false stories. There's a lot of things out there, right? Maybe some puzzles. All right. Main thing, or if also what I'd like to do, I'm not gonna be able to pull it off in a week though, is I wouldn't mind be able to give out some things. So, all right. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and keep on.